What's going on? Welcome to another weekly news wrap-up, and back to the normal studio. So, first story today continues the recent trend of airlines just treating people like shit. It's funny, but it's not funny. Plane was flying along full of passengers, obviously, had to reroute because of some really bad weather or whatever. Landed, no big deal. Well, instead of going to a gate and deplaning and letting everyone off to, roam around and do whatever for however long it takes to get back in the air, they decided to just sit on the tarmac for 6 hours. In that time, no food was available except for only to children, no water, the air conditioning was turned off, the plane was off. Passengers started calling 911 and everything. It was crazy. A big back and forth between the airline and the airport where they were at. The airport, of course, is saying, hey, it's the airline not letting people off. The airline, of course, is saying, well, the airport can't fit anyone else and they don't have anywhere for them. So back and forth. It actually got kind of nasty, though. The airport actually came out and said, hey, we had buses and ramps and everything ready for you guys. All you had to do is just let them off. At one point, the cops actually ended up boarding the airplane and trying to find out what's going on and everything. Nobody ever ended up getting off. They eventually left and got to their final destination a half an hour later. It would have been quicker, probably cheaper, and definitely a whole hell of a lot easier to just bus everybody the rest of the way. I mean, unbelievable. So I'm sure you've all heard about the latest train wreck of a law enforcement thing out of Baltimore. Cop was shown on body cam essentially planting drugs and then going and finding the drugs.
Let me go check here. Hold on. Was that 30? Yo. Hold up. Not yet.
I don't know how this dude thought this was okay, but he was caught. Judge threw out 34 cases that he was involved with already. Awesome, I love it. Another 123 cases are under investigation right now, which is awesome as well. And the state attorney said that they will throw out every case that this cop was involved in. Awesome. Good. Hold him accountable. Love it. I give cops the benefit of the doubt. I do. But due to that, they also need to be held to a higher standard. They need to be held accountable. And when shit like this happens, they make all cops look terrible. Fuck this guy. Oh, for the tech story of the day. Facebook artificial intelligence, okay? Facebook has this program that they've been running for quite a while now. And they were doing a test where AI had to kind of work out a problem. They had to negotiate something with no people involved. Along the way, people noticed that the AI was kind of speaking its own language, sort of. And it got the attention of people. AI works on a reward system. Basically, if the AI doesn't get something in return, it's not going to do it. When it comes to language, there is no reward for using English. It doesn't get anything for using English. So it didn't. It decided to use this really goofy, it was kind of English, but it was just a little sputtering sort of goofy looking sentences, but it worked. So AI kind of created its own language, sort of. Now, as the story goes, everyone's kind of freaking out, oh, well, Facebook shut it down because... Not really. I mean, yes, they did shut it down, but it's not as sensationalized as everyone would like to think. Really, the reason that they shut it down was because they wanted to reprogram it so that it would speak English. The whole point of the AI is to work with humans. So if the AI isn't speaking English, really doesn't do us a whole lot of good. Last kind of interesting thing that I read this week involves Volvo. I never thought I'd say Volvo interesting, but whatever. By 2019, their entire line of cars is going to be EV. That's kind of amazing. Man, they are rolling the dice on the electric car thing, that's for sure. I'm all for it, personally. I think that's awesome. We have an electric car. We have a Leaf. It's the best city car ever. I mean, it's cheap and it's comfy and all that bullshit. It does a lot of stuff really, really well. The main downside, though, is the infrastructure isn't there. The more people buy EVs, the more electric vehicles there are out there, the better it is. Volvo doing this push towards all EV. Hopefully other companies will, follow suit. It'll be good for the market as a whole, because I hope, at least, that this will bolster the rollout of more EV infrastructure will be put in place because more people are buying. That's the end goal. That's what I'm hoping. Their first few cars are going to be under the Volvo name. The other cars that they put out are going to be under the Polestar name, which is like their performance name or whatever. All in all, though, I think it's a step in the right direction, because people love to say that, oh, I'd never buy an EV, or whatever. It's stupid, or I don't trust it, or they're whatever nonsense argument people want to have for them. They are the future. And trust me, they are better than normal cars in a lot of ways. So if we could get more and more people with EVs that put solar panels on their house, we could solve a whole lot of problems. We could still have our normal gas cars, but we could get rid of a lot of the side effects of it very quickly if more people would just quit being stubborn assholes and go along with the program. But yeah, so that's all I got for now. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Next week, I'm going to have something very special for you guys, so be sure to subscribe and don't miss it. For now, though, like, share, subscribe, all that your shit. Bye-bye.